Hi Cancer, this is your March forecast. Now March is a very big month because this month we've got the eclipses, a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse. And the eclipses take effect for at least 6 months. You're probably already starting to feel the energy maybe a week or two before the eclipse, and the energies last, as I said, at least 6 months, sometimes even longer. So dear Cancerians, let me break the month down for you. On the 6th of the month we've got Mars joining Saturn in your 6th house of health and work. So if things have been feeling held up or a little bit stagnant in the work area, you may find there's a boost happening. Something changes, something moves. That Mars energy will give you a boost. As well, it could also give you a boost of energy, and an energy maybe to do a little more exercise, to do a little more with your physical body, and maybe just to remember to move your physical body more than you're doing. Very often we're sitting behind a desk for hours and hours and hours and don't notice that our body is really wanting to move. So that too is a good thing to do with this Mars in your 6th house of health. And also you might find yourself getting very busy. Yes, you're running around here, running around there. Try to use the Saturn energy along with that Mars to structure your time a little bit better so that you're not running off in a lot of different directions. Also on the 6th of March, we've got Mercury coming into your 9th house, and as you can see, we've got a lot of activity up here in the 9th house for you, dear Cancers. And so the 9th house, it's all about your search for meaning in life. What's my life about? What kind of a direction do I need to move into now? What would give me greater fulfillment? And very often it's a wonderful time for planning travel, for going off to somewhere you've not been before. Venus there could bring you some love, even from a foreign part, somebody from a different country or a different culture to you, that you may even fall in love with. And this could be intimate, it could also be a friendship. And as well with that 9th house, it's a wonderful time for learning, for studying, for doing anything that really takes your education onto a higher level. You're going to be seeking for more understanding as to what's going on in your life. It won't be enough now just for simple explanations. You're going to want to go more deeply and to understand things from a more solid perspective. And it's very exciting, that 9th house. It's wonderful for any kind of international business. And also it's the legal house, so there may be a resolution to something legal that's been going on for a long time, or maybe you're going to start some kind of a legal proceeding that you really feel is a principle that you need to really just go ahead and do. But overall, the 9th house, it's a wonderful time for study, for committing yourself maybe to a new course of study that will take your career into a very different and more nourishing and lucrative direction. Now on the 8th or 9th of March, we've got a new moon solar eclipse also happening up in this 9th house. So this is new beginnings for you in terms of maybe a career direction, new beginnings in terms of your spiritual direction. Yes, what's important to you now? Have you got your priorities in the right order? Yes, if it's family, if it's home, are you spending time with them, or are you always working? If it's a fulfilling, nourishing career, are you only in a job for the money? Do you need to study more? Do you need to take your education to a much higher level? And are you afraid of doing that? And is that solar eclipse just saying, come on now, it's time to go? Maybe it's a long course of study, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's going to take my career into the direction in which I wish to go. So these are all possibilities that can happen with that new moon solar eclipse, but certainly there can be an awakening of your brain, because the 3rd house and the 9th house are very much to do with your brain, your mental activity, and an awakening of the beliefs and things that have maybe been getting in your way of you really having an effortless and more enjoyable life. Because again, it's really a matter of choice again. But when the planets are here helping you along with that eclipse, it's a wonderful time to commit yourself to learning from each and every experience you're having every single day. And it's a very philosophical house, so that's why I got a bit philosophical there. On the 13th of March, we've got Venus coming into your 9th house. And on the 21st of March, the Sun. And the 22nd of March, Mercury. Into the 10th house. So the second part of the month, we've got a lot of activity in that 10th house. And the 10th house, Cancerians, is all to do with your place in the world, your career direction, what you want to do with your life, what do you want to give, what do you want to show other people and share with other people. And it doesn't have to be grandiose. I mean, it can be. It can be you building a wonderful reputation for yourself in the world. Maybe you're a writer. Oh, and by the way, that 9th house, anything to do with writing and publishing is wonderful for you this month. So, back to this 10th house. There could be some good news about work. Maybe there's something about your reputation that really improves. Somebody sees you, you get some appreciation that's maybe long overdue. But it's a wonderful, wonderful time for really showing yourself to the world. What is it you want to show of yourself, Cancerians, out there in the world? That's what this 10th house activity is all about. And it could mean a new career direction. It could mean growing your career, expanding it in some way. But things are not going to stay static for you in the career area. Certainly not with Uranus there for the next several years as well. Lots of changes, but also lots of awakenings and lots of light bulbs going off in your head. So new things, be prepared for change, be prepared for new things in your career. And on the 23rd of March, we've got the lunar eclipse happening in your 4th house in Libra. So this lunar eclipse in the 4th house, that's shining a light on everything to do with your home and your family, your environment. Maybe it's time for a move. Maybe you've had a house on the market and it finally is going to sell during these next few months while the eclipse really has a strong effect. Maybe something to do with a family matter comes to a head and you get an opportunity to resolve something that's been going on maybe for a long time. And it could mean a physical move. You might move your office, you might move your business, you might move to work from home. So there's lots of possibilities there, but certainly there's going to be some movement and some changes because eclipses always bring changes. Wherever they are in your chart, they always bring a certain change. And you might want to get my video or highlights of my seminar. There's many videos in it. I think there's 5 or 6 videos just for £5 where I talk about the eclipses and the kinds of effects they can have and the ones that are coming up. So that might be interesting if you wish to go more deeply into understanding these very, very important, powerful aspects. So this really triggering changes with your home and your environment. And you could even move state or even country with that 4th house moon energy. And again, just let me be clear, the aspects show tendencies. They don't show rigid, this is what's going to happen, this is what's going to happen. No, no, no. There is free will in all of this. But what the aspects show you is where the wind is behind you. When the wind is behind you, you can almost float in the air. If you're fighting that headwind, well, you know how much longer it takes for an aeroplane to get to where it's going when there's a headwind. It can be an hour or more, depending on the distance. You see, so what the astrology is giving you that tailwind. So you can go with the aspects or not. The choice is always yours. Do keep that in mind. We are not being moved around by the planets, but we can move in alignment or we can choose not to. And both are fine. So, I wish you a wonderful month, dear Cancerians. Thank you for commenting, sharing and subscribing. And have a wonderful month. Bye for now.